Hi everyone, my name is Hema. I am part of Team 3 and here is our project called PrimeFit. So we're going to start off with going shopping. Who here loves to go shopping for new clothes? Anybody? Well, personally, I don't like shopping for new clothes, especially in-store shopping. And there's a couple of reasons why. The first reason is of how time consuming it is. Not only are you having to drive to the store and sit in traffic, once you get there, you're going to be fighting for parking. But then once you go inside the store, most likely there's going to be a crowd of people. They're going to be in sections that you really want to go see, but there's just too many people there that you can't focus, or you're going to be at a rack and then you're going to have that one person just behind you hovering, and it's really uncomfortable. It's not really a pleasant feeling. The last reason why I really don't like in-store shopping is the limitations. I might find a shirt that I really like, love the color, but it's not in my size. And then when I go talk to the salesperson, see maybe if they have it in the back, they don't. And then they suggest, oh yeah, you can have it, but it's going to take about 2 weeks for it to even arrive. At that point, I'm kind of like, nope, I think I'm fine. So what I've been doing lately is just online shopping. It's fast. I do get things in about 2 to 3 days. There's a variety of selection. I might find a shirt that I really like, but they might have it in a different color that I didn't even think that they did have, or a different print. So I really like that there is a larger selection with online shopping. And another reason is reading the reviews. So when you go in store shopping, you're going to purchase something, wash it, dry it, and hopefully it stays in that same size. But I've found that usually it does shrink. So by reading the reviews, I know that I do have to get a larger size, because when I end up washing it and drying it, it's going to shrink. So that's why I've been doing online shopping. But as with anything, there are downfalls to online shopping. Biggest downfall is inaccurate representation. As we can see in this photo here, on the left is the model. Bright yellow and blue colors, the fitting around the waist is perfect. And on the right side is what arrived. Not the same colors, a little, the hue is different and the fitting is different as well. So there's just an inaccurate representation a lot of the times with online clothes. Another downfall of online shopping is that consumers need to measure themselves. I go grab my tape measure, look up on Google, and see the areas that I need to measure to see if I can order that perfect size that I know that's going to fit for me. And then another downfall is the sizing charts. You're going to take your measurements and then look at the sizing chart to make sure that you're going to get that exact same size, but a lot of the times it is unreliable and it's different from site to site as well. It's different from site to site, but when you compare them, they have the same numbers. For instance, if I buy a small at one site, at another site, I'm probably going to be an extra large. And so the sizing charts are very unreliable. So what's the outcome? What's the outcome when you receive clothes that you thought you were going to get and they don't meet your expectations? Number one, you're going to become stressed because you don't have the item that you want. You're going to feel insecure. You're not going to feel very confident. And at the end of the day, it's a waste of money that you're buying something that you didn't expect that it was going to look that way, or that it was going to fit that way. And you just feel like you wasted your money. So what's the next best solution for these problems? Well, keep measuring yourself before buying. Keep looking up at those Google images, and hopefully, just hopefully, you accurately measure yourself. Have a second person measure you and write down your measurements. Another solution would be just looking at your previous purchases. If you bought a medium at one store, hopefully that medium is going to fit in that different type of clothing as well. My favorite is buying 2 of everything, especially right now with COVID. I just buy 2 of everything. I usually fall between a medium and a large. So buy 2 shirts, see which one fits best, and then hopefully I remember to return them, the size that I didn't choose. But a lot of the times I don't, and I go past the date to return. So now I just have an extra shirt lying in my closet, literally a waste of money. So what's the solution to all of this? When my group and I were getting together, talking about these problems, one of the things that we brought up was, well, where do we buy our clothes a lot of times, or where do we go online shopping? And it's through our phone. So we thought, what if there's an app that identifies your dimensions, it scans your body, and it records your body dimensions, and it keeps that, right? But not only that, it'll display accurate representations of clothing with your sizes. And it's going to be coming from trusted vendors and trusted styles. So when you buy that shirt, or when you buy those pants, or when you buy that dress, that is it's going to fit you perfectly. And it's going to be exactly what you expected. So what would be the results for this? What if there was an app that did all of this? Well, it would minimize the time being spent searching for clothes online. It's going to minimize that time being spent grabbing your tape measure and measuring yourself to hopefully get the perfect fitting for your clothes. And it's going to minimize inaccuracies between the clothes that are displayed on the websites to what is actually arriving. And if there was this app and it did all of this, what would be the success outcomes? Well, for one, you're going to have something that you bought and it's going to fit you like a glove. Your confidence, before you were feeling insecure, now you're going to be feeling confident. Because it's coming from trusted vendors and trusted sites, you are going to have those quality clothes. And the last thing is you're going to have that trust in online shopping. Again, there's not really a trust. You're just kind of hoping for the best when you purchase a shirt or purchase anything. You're just, well, I hope it's going to come like how I think it is. But with this, it's going to be coming from that trusted site. There's going to be a greater trust in online shopping. So when we were thinking about this, we thought, well, who would be the best to work with, to collaborate with, to be our partner with this app? And we thought Amazon. Amazon themselves, they do have a branch of clothing. So they already have the access to customers. They have their own app. So the access to technology of creating that app and the access to customer service as well, because we are going to be providing a service. Great customer service is going to be essential for our company to succeed.
Hi, I'm Leslie Leiby, and I'm going to be talking to you about our proof of concept. In order to identify whether PrimeFit was a viable option, we conducted a survey for prospective customers. The survey included particular attributes, and customers chose which were important to them while shopping online, and then ultimately which retailer they would choose given certain attribute offerings. This chart shows that given those particular attributes, PrimeFit is the desired choice. I'll go ahead and go into more detail. This shows us how customers rate different attributes in terms of importance. The most important attribute for customers is monthly subscription price. Product view, description, and analysis show similar importance to one another for customers, with sizing and brand falling somewhere in the middle. Here you can see the preferred product analysis of clothing when shopping online. Potential buyers want to know about customer satisfaction because it gives them insight into how they might be satisfied with the item. As you can see, no feedback or review provided is a no-go. It's extremely undesirable for customers. General reviews regarding satisfaction are okay, but specific feedback relative to fit is the real winner here. Here are some different examples of reviews you might find when shopping online. The review in blue doesn't really tell us anything. I guess the thumbs up tells us the buyer was probably happy with their purchase, but it doesn't give us anything useful. The review in yellow just shows that the customer is satisfied, but there's no information regarding specific fit. The gray review, the review here in gray, is really the ideal review option. It gives us lots of information. It includes things like sizing, fit, size classification, a detailed explanation of why the customer liked the item, and specifically how it fit. Here we have typical chart options retailers often use. The chart on the upper left here gives pretty minimal information and requires you to self-measure to know which size to roll the dice with. The chart on the bottom gives quite a bit more information, but it's still not desirable because of the manual work involved to obtain measurement. This is why having a body scan is so crucial. With the click of a button, you can get all your measurements within seconds, right in the palm of your hand. So moving on to monthly subscription, this chart represents the pricing most customers prefer when given the choice. $0 is the winner, which shouldn't surprise anybody. However, we do think it's important to understand the drastic difference between the $12.99 price point and the $14.99 price point. Now, that's not to say that customers won't pay for the service. Remember, when given all attribute options, customers still chose PrimeFit, even with that $14.99 subscription price. However, we do understand the importance of creating and maintaining value for Prime members, so they see that monthly subscription as a bargain considering what they're getting for it. Overall, the survey tells us that PrimeFit offers more benefits than current solutions in use, and it also tells us that consumers see that value.
Hi, everybody. My name is Amabel Iwuku, a part of this team, presenting on the PrimeFit service, and I will personally be targeting the prototype, the marketing structure, as well as the social value of the PrimeFit service. For our prototype, we tested benefit and feature hypothesis, extracted insights from those tests, and then acted on those insights to make small changes in pursuit of finding the best way to profitably fulfill our value proposition. In our prototype, we placed emphasis on our capabilities, such as technological capabilities in the form of developed scanning app and partnership advantages with Amazon that creates enough differential value that exceeds competing solutions. Our prototype also shows competitive advantages such as affordable subscription, tailor-made clothes, faster delivery, ease of return, as well as excellent customer services. This is our prototype interface. It shows you Amazon as our adopted company. It shows you our dimensions and how we go into details. That is better than the existing solutions in use because we show the lower arm, the upper arm. We go into details of the measurements, and this interface just shows everything. On our prototype interface, the consumer will access the PrimeFit by logging into Amazon's website and then selecting Amazon Fashion. On the Amazon Fashion page, there is a link to access PrimeFit. The consumers or customers can actually either access it through a direct link or the QR code. Once consumers access PrimeFit, they will need to log in to access the service. On the PrimeFit page, there are going to be prompts that you can follow. For subscription, to cancel subscription, to scan your body, as well as other options. Now, this takes us to the marketing structure. Our marketing structure basically answers the question of how exactly are we going to use our limited resources to create competitive advantage. We focus on the following resources being planning, management, offline integration, traffic building, social media, optimization process, conversion analysis, website designing, all to put our products and services out there. The next thing we talk about is our social value. Are we actually giving back to society, or are we just making money and keeping it to ourselves? We are giving back. In other words, this targets how our solution gives back to society. One of the major success outcomes of our PrimeFit solution is to actually enhance self-confidence by getting clothes that fit perfectly, regardless of your body size, the type, or figure, at a very affordable price. Since PrimeFit is related to insecurities that are caused by feeling like you're abnormal because you can't get clothes that fit you, we decided to create social value with a cause that actually gives back to suicide prevention. Suicide is one of the leading causes of death in young people all over the world. It affects everybody directly or indirectly. It causes financial loss in the form of lifetime medical expenses, as well as work loss costs. How can we actually maximize value while still giving back to society? In order to do this, we actually use these steps. So first of all, returning orders costs money, both to customers, retailers, and clothing manufacturers. Our solution is going to reduce the number of orders that get returned to our clothes suppliers. This in turn creates huge savings for them in the form of initial allocated resources that are towards return clothes. Now, these resources are now reallocated to pay the fees of therapists to help our suicide victims and their families. This way, customers are not overly charged to contribute to the cause, and PrimeFit is still able to maintain its low cost advantage. Thank you. I'm going to hand over to the next team member who's going to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Paul Friscia, and I'm here to talk to you about the cost structure of PrimeFit. So what we'll do today is we'll talk about the revenue streams, the expenses, and the profit over the next 12 months is what we set our initial projections. So our revenue stream, what you'll see here in the first line, potential first-year customers. So this is everyone that we're estimating or projecting in the first 12 months, sits at about 26,000. Next is the total customers per month. So where we get this is we incorporate the 80% customer conversion and the 5 to 10% churn rate. And so once you do that, the total customers on average per month sit at about 14,000. So the next line here is probably the most important out of all of them, is the price of the solution, right? So we decided to go with the $14.99 over the $12.99. Now we saw in our survey that the $12.99 might do a little bit better, but our reasoning for the $14.99 is that we'll be able to grasp a more quality long-term customer. What we see with the $12.99 to compensate for the projected revenue that we have right now, and at $12.99, what we see is that we would need to have a much higher conversion rate and a much lower churn rate, and we really don't see that. What we expect at $12.99 is maybe a lower quality customer, which then in a sense might be more entitled to not having the PrimeFit over a long period of time, right? So that means our customer conversion rate will ultimately be lower and our churn rates will increase. And so to hit a better revenue marker and better projections, we see our revenue sitting at about 1.4 million after year one. Our expenses, they're split up into obviously variable and fixed costs. Our variable cost is about 32% of our overall expenses, and our fixed cost is about 68%. So where we see a lot of the cost, especially in year one, I mean, in the variable cost, you'll see the cost of goods sold. So this is the space necessary to drive the software, right? All the memory and all the space necessary for that. And then in the fixed cost, you'll see salaries, R&D, marketing, and advertising. So what we really hone in on in year one is marketing, advertising, and R&D. We want everyone to know about the product. We want the product to get out there. We want people to be happy about it. And we want to keep up with the customer's requests. So the necessary R&D, the constant upkeep of the software is completely necessary in year one, and keep that churn rate low, and to constantly get those customers keep coming back and get the name out there. So obviously being with Amazon, it won't really be too hard. They have a large customer base, which is fantastic already, but we want to make sure we set a really good foundation in year one for, good projections in year 2 and 3 as well. So our profits, what we'll see here is post expenses after year 1, our operating cash flow is sitting about 593,000, which is really good. Our NPV, you'll see is 6,200, which is okay in year 1. It's positive, it's okay. We can keep that number for now. And our internal rate of return sits at 18.83, which is really good for year 1, right? This is post initial investment and all the necessary upkeep for the software. And then finally, our profit margin sits at 27.4. So this is okay. We wanted to hit the marker between 25 and 40. And what I would essentially say is our projections for year 2 and 3, we're really seeing about 35 to 40 on year 2 and 3 because one, it's not necessary for our initial investment anymore. And then 2, we'll be able to sustain a little bit more. Our major focus in year 1 is put a lot of money into the R&D, put a lot of money in really giving the customer what they want. And then in year 2 and 3, when they start becoming a little bit more satisfied with the product, we'll be able to hit a more sustaining rate, lower the expenses, and really increase those margins.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Cordes, and now I will be diving into the value exchange portion of our presentation. All right, bear with me here. And so as we dive into the value exchange map here, we essentially have the cash flow of PrimeFit. This is how the money is moving throughout our operation. Any good business model has multiple revenue streams from diverse sources. I mean, as you can see here, we'd have a lot more cash flows coming in than going out. And I feel like that's the case for any good business proposal. And as I was alluding to, you can see the majority is going in while only a few sources are going out. And I'll dive into that a little bit deeper here. But platform providers will be paid from PrimeFit specifically in order to get our service out there to clothing retailers and online shopping organizations. Other than that, cash will be flowing in from all varieties of sources. PrimeFit will earn revenue from advertisements, subscriptions, licensing fees, and purchases. And the value provided is increased advertising for Amazon, enhanced Prime service, and happier end customers. I mean, in reality, the main source of happiness is just a simple one, which is the consumer's job to be done is completely simplified with PrimeFit. And, from the start of this course, that's basically been the goal of creating our product and creating our services is to simplify the job to be done. And now I'm gonna wrap things up here. We'll dive into a quick summary. I'll do a very simple version and then more of a high level. And as you can see here, this is about as simple as it gets. In short, PrimeFit is trying to save you some time and energy, as well as money. And you can see that at the end of this slide, that's basically the end goal from all of our processes that come before that. All the other previous outcomes will help us in achieving the final one listed here. And this is a basic overview. Like I said, I will dive a little bit deeper into a deeper summary here now. Sorry, a little premature. PrimeFit is revolutionizing the way consumers shop. There are no two people that are built the same. I mean, therefore, sizing shouldn't be that way either. If you think about it, a medium from, let's say, Zara is going to fit you completely different than a medium from another retailer. The discrepancies are something that a consumer can not fix on their own, and that's where PrimeFit comes in. Much like other services that Prime offers, such as video and books, PrimeFit is going to be another innovative addition to their already diverse portfolio. They've already mastered the Prime Video and these other services, so why not add something that can revolutionize the shopping world and keep diversifying the portfolio of Amazon. Like I said, the main goal is just to change the future of online shopping and remove the hassle of that poorly fitting clothes in general create. We're going to provide a more efficient way to get clothes that fit you. Do you need a tailor? No, you don't. You need PrimeFit. Lower the amount of misinformation induced from ranges of sizes offered by different companies. This is what I was referring to earlier when I was speaking on, Zara has a different medium size than, let's say, Nike or other retailers. They just have different sizings. You might find A 32 is going to be slightly different from different retailers in jean size. Like I said, we're going to get more efficient, but we're generating a faster, better, and enhanced experience. I can guarantee you, you will love the way they fit with PrimeFit. Thank you guys. And now I'm going to open the floor to any questions, and by floor, I mean virtual floor. Feel free to send us an email or a message in Canvas. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. And yes, that's PrimeFit for you. Take care.